The lives there, people are jobless, and most of them, they are affected with HIV and AIDS and other sicknesses. And there's a lot of false religions that have been dominating the area. A lot of kids are having problems with malnutrition. Those are the big challenges in the community. Of course, due to poverty that is dominating the area.
When God called me to South Africa, I had almost no idea what He was calling me into. But after being here for a short time, I learned that this place is absolutely gorgeous. Not only is the landscape beautiful, but the people are beautiful. They have beautiful hearts. They have wonderful souls. They've become, this place has just become home to me. And my heart hurts for it because this country has been through some of the hardest things that a country could possibly go through. They didn't come out of apartheid until the mid-90s. And apartheid is basically a time when a black couldn't own land, they couldn't vote, they had almost no rights. Basically, it was a form of slavery and segregation that devalued them almost to nothing. God called me to an organization called Children's Cup, and Children's Cup has been operating in Swaziland for over 20 years. And last year they opened up a division here in South Africa, and God called me here to work with them and help develop a new program here. And what we do is we go into the townships, which are like rural development areas, and we set up feeding centers and feeding sites with the intent that down the road we would be doing discipleship, we would be bringing in medical help, we would be bringing in food, clothing, just anything that we can to help a child. Our whole goal and our whole focus is to just love on the child and help the child. We want to holistically come around that child and build them into a person that can then go out into their community and make it a better place. When we're setting up a new feeding site, one of the most important things that we can do is connect it with a local church. That local church is really what makes it work. The local church becomes the hope in the community. I'm not the hope, Children's Cup is not the hope, Jesus is the hope, and that comes through the local church. And in Salubindza, we're blessed because the church that we work with there is run by a guy named Pastor Richard.
In the community of Salubindza, of course, when the kids came in the first time, they were depressed, knowing they're coming from a home, there's no father or there's no mother, and there's no food for them. So when they came to the care point, where we give them food, and not only just food, we show them love, the love of Jesus Christ. We create games for them. And they see this is a difference. Where I'm coming from, maybe there's nobody playing with me. There's nobody giving me a smile. But when I come to the care point, I'm loved.
For most of my life, hunger was the pain I had to endure. Getting a meal once a week was what kept me alive. I live with my mother and 7 other people in our small home. We have to work very hard to afford safe water to drink, and getting a job is very difficult, almost impossible. Around 1 year ago, Children's Cup came to my community and is starting a feeding program. At first, I didn't know what to think. Why are these people feeding us? What do they want in return? After some time, they opened a feeding site that was close enough for me to walk to after school. When I got there, I had never felt the feeling I did that day. They hugged me, they asked me my name. They told me that Jesus loved me. I thank God He sent His people here to help us so one day we can help others.
This is not about money, Faith Promise. This is about something that I need you to do. When I decided to come into the mission field, I decided to seek the Holy Spirit and see what it would have me do personally. That's what it's about. And my challenge to you, sitting in that seat, is that you take this to prayer. You take heart to the harvest of prayer. That you seek God, you seek the Holy Spirit, and you ask Him what it is that He would have you do, what it is that He would have you give. This behind me is what a good example of a site would look like. Just imagine a local church planted on it. Imagine seesaw swing sets for the kids. Imagine discipleship happening. Imagine a kitchen for the Bomage to cook in. It's a place where Jesus can be hope to these kids. Jesus can show up, and it can really help the community. I want you to really feel from your heart what the Holy Spirit would have you do in this moment, and then I want you to act on it. And when you act on it, you put yourself in the middle of God's will, and that is the most blessed place you will ever be. We couldn't do what we do without you, Mom. We love you.
Love you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.